Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Hi, how are you? Oh, oh shit. Guys, give me a second. Forgot I'm still on another model. That was close. Whew. That would have been bad. Hello. Hello? Ah, hello. What other model? I don't know. What other model? TM for tomorrow, maybe? I actually don't know what TM means, to be honest. But hello, everyone! Hi! I can't believe I saw you before the year ended. Isn't that crazy? How are you? How is everyone doing? Is everyone chilling? Don't worry, nothing is on fire except my burning passion. How was Christmas? It was pretty good. I got loads of gifts, to be honest, because it was with Koopsie's parents this year. And they were very generous. Oh my goodness. I got loads and loads of books. As you might have seen, I got two of the Elder Scroll books, like lore books, which is so helpful because I will need it for my lore research. So that's very fun. Um, and I also got the Kyoshi books of the Avatar Last Airbender series, but they got me like the really, really thick like omnibus, which is crazy. I didn't even know it existed. I just asked for the normal books, so I was very surprised to see it. I wonder if I can find a picture of it. It was actually bonkers. It has like a whole cover over it and everything. It's really, really cool. Wait, I'll show you. Post-Oblivion lore, but still cool. I saw those. I didn't know there was the Elder Scrolls books. Yes, there are. Well, it doesn't matter if it's post-Oblivion. I'm doing all the Elder Scrolls, obviously. But yeah, let me show you. Let me show you. This is it. So it's like it doesn't look as thick on this picture, but I promise you, it is way, like very thick, very, very thick, and it's got this like really cool cover over it. But yeah, I literally just asked for like one one of them, and they just gave me an omnibus instead, and I was like, okay. Like this doesn't look that thick. I will show you a picture later with my hand next to it. But yeah, I found out recently that they have books about the previous avatars. So I was like, whoa, okay. So I put that on my curious list. Very exciting. And I actually got them. Let's go. I got a stream deck as well. I'm so excited to use it. I've been like installing it like an hour ago because I didn't have the USB-C, which apparently was the only thing it had, so I had to get a converter from a PC first. But I have been like looking at it and everything. Very, very cool. Is it gonna be really handy for me for streaming and everything? But anyway, how are you guys? Hi Say, hi Booma, hi Cindy, hi Bile. Hello, hello. How are you guys? How are you? Welcome, welcome. Wow, what a haul, I know. But yeah, in total, I got the Stream Deck, I got the lore books, I got the Kyoshi books, I got some whale plant pots as well. But no plant that I have fits in it, so I'm really sad. um, what else? I swear I got something else as well. I'm thinking right now. We did get some like together things like chocolates and tea, some knives, like kitchen knives, some like kitchen scissors and things. So we did get some things for like us together as well. What does the Stream Deck do? Can you now play model emotes with your toes? No. um. So basically, it's like I'll just show you what it looks like. Stream Deck. So it is this screen and is like this device and it has these buttons on it and you can basically link a bazillion things to it. You could link opening Steam on it. So if you press it, it opens Steam for you. You can also um, tie clips to it. So if you want to clip something, you just press a button and it clips your stream for you. Or like if something happens, you could just press it and a sound like happens in your stream. It's just very handy because then you don't have to tap out of anything. Or I'm gonna see if you can do this as well. Like when someone raids, I can just give them a shout out like really easily, like stuff like that. It's just so because when you have even if you have two monitors, it's still like you have your stream on the left and you have a game in front of you. So if you want to do something like a shout out, like a raid and everything, you do have to tap out, which this thing prevents. Yes, it's just very handy. I feel like it's the best description of it. Yes, very nice. Did you get a heated streaming blanket? No. I did not get a streaming blanket. Sorry. I know you were just desperate for me to have one, but I do not. But yeah, what about you guys? What did you get for Christmas? I did, once again, I didn't think I was gonna get this much, so I was very, very happy. And it was like, to be honest, everything I wanted. Like, I had a huge list of things. I always give a huge list of things, not because I want all of it, but it's just that way it's like still a surprise, you know? Because I'm really a big fan of Christmas lists, because then at least you get something you want and not just like random garbage. Not that gifts are garbage, but I just don't want to get something from someone and then never use it. You know, it's just really sad. So having a Christmas list is just very handy. Anyway, I always put lows on it just so I can still be very surprised. So I really didn't know what to get, but this is exactly what I wanted. So very cool. Hey Norway, how are you doing? I don't think that's their name. Also, hi Iron, how are you today? Also, apologies guys, I did not save the VOD of like the long stream day. I'm so sad. Because literally the two streams around it, I did save. Like the stream before it and the stream after it, I did save. I don't know how it happened. It must have, I mean, it was a really long day to be fair. So it must have like the stream was over and then I just went to bed and then forgot about it. I don't know. I had hoped that it would still be there, but the VOD is gone, I'm afraid. So sadness all around. Now we have to redo the whole Minecraft Fishy stream and reset the team scores. So what? So we can lose again? Don't think so. Also, hi Daichi. How are you today? Hello, hello. Too bad for Team Orange.
Wake up!
Yes.
Get out of your
Yes.
chair right now!
Wake up. Um. But yeah, overall, my Christmas was very nice. I love Oopsie's family. Very cozy time, and anytime I'm there, very nice people. Um, cool dog. But I did, um, I did have like a horrible time allergy wise because I had, I was so well prepared. I had everything pre packed, and then I forgot to bring extra medicine because I'm out of my inhaler, so I couldn't bring that. And well, that I'm supposed to take my medication double, and I actually did not bring a second strip, so I was almost out of medicine, so I had to get extra medicine there, but it's not the same medicine. Like one is an active and one is not. The one I take is an active, whereas the other medicine is kind of like it needs to be broken down into the medicine I take. So it takes longer, I suppose. I don't know how it works. But anyway, I was having a horrible time. I was dying. I was coughing like every night, like so badly. One of the nights I could barely breathe, could get like barely anything through. It was terrible. And I was sneezing, and like my eyes were so itchy as well, like proper itchy. And yeah, so that was not great. Um, I feel like anytime I go there, I'm dying, but I'm having a good time while dying, you know? I would say that's the description of my time. Yeah, maybe she wanted to erase the evidence of Orange's landslide victory. Yeah, sure. No, I would never erase that. It's at least it's evidence that I do community nights, you know? And now I have no evidence. Now there's only evidence of one community night. So now people are gonna think I lie. Ugh, you know? Well, true election tampering. Nah, I would never. You guys still won, and I'm still gonna do the fish cooking. I just need to actually figure out a decent meal that I can cook, because I'm not very good at cooking fish, so I'm very scared. But I suppose I can think of something creative. Or I could look in the Skyrim book, perhaps. Too bad there was nobody there who could confirm it happened. Yeah, I mean, there was no one there, that's true. It was just us. I mean, me. Yes, very good. Who cares? We had fun, and it's all about the memories. You talk about cooking salmon and basa all the time. Yeah, but the thing I neglect to mention is that I always do the same thing. And it's not like it doesn't look very appetizing, you know? Like I have three types of fish dishes, right? And I don't cook salmon, by the way. Salmon is so overpriced, I cannot afford it, I'm afraid. Salmon is like a special occasion meal. Like when we're celebrating something, I might buy salmon. For the rest, that's a rich man's fish now. But yeah, usually I've got three things I make. Um, it's either fish casserole, which is basically fish with double cream, cheese, lemon juice, like mixed all together. Then on top of the fish, together with cherry tomatoes and kale at the bottom, and then it's topped with breadcrumbs, and it gives like a really crunchy finish. It's very nice, very nice. And then Finnish fish soup, which is originally made with salmon, but that's too expensive. So I do it with basa instead. It's still very nice, very lemony once again. And then the third one I make is a milky sauce, basically bechamel sauce, uh, with spinach, and then I top the fish with it and rice. Very good, very good. So cod and vodka? No, you silly Billy. Oh, you are so silly. Noah, how do you feel about spleef? I don't know what that is. What is spleef? Oh yeah, it's got spinach fish soup has potatoes in it as well. It is actually really, really nice. It's probably my favorite way of preparing basa. It's really, really nice. So it's um, double cream, broth, um, fish, carrots, or leek. I don't know, either works to be honest. Potatoes, and I always forget what the I forgot what the thing is called. What the herb is called. Dill? Dill. Yes, dill. It's super, super yummy. I enjoy it very much. She's back. I am. You can cook calderada. I don't know what that is. Calderada. Calderada. Ooh! Oh, that's exciting. Okay. Mhm. That does look nice. It does. It does. That's a good suggestion. I like that. Spleef is a Minecraft minigame about breaking the platform beneath other players and on the platform, staying on the platform the longest. Yeah, but that means I have to organize another community night. And we just had one. Yeah, how was everyone's Christmas? Tell me about what you got. I didn't see any pictures of gifts, and it is very upsetting, guys. To be fair, I didn't show all my gifts either, but still. Ooh, and the cheesecake was very, very yummy. It was so yummy. It was not yummy when it was warm though, because it needs like time to cool down, and I was too stubborn, and I said, no, we don't need to make it the day beforehand. And needless to say, you did have to make it the day beforehand and let it rest in the fridge for like 4 hours. So that was my mistake. But now I know that cheesecake is not nice when it's warm. Yeah. So, yeah. We did. Is there any evidence of that? I'm sure there's like clips, no? Did we have one? Oh, I see how this is. I see how it is. Wait, let me see. Let me see if this clips. Let me see if this clips. I'm gonna check right now. Yeah. Yeah. I hope someone clipped something. I don't think they did. I don't remember there being a clip. Didn't get a whole lot. My brother's gift was just money because I really need it, and a lot of other stuff was online, so no pictures. Oh, that makes sense. But still nice though. Okay, there's no pictures. Guys, what's wrong with you? Why didn't it clip anything? No. All proof of this happening is gone. No pictures, no VOD, no clips. Oh, oh what a disaster. Well, I, for one, am excited for the new year. So, I would like to do what I did last year. And put up like New Year's resolutions. Yes. I did this last year and I thought it was a good idea. But this time I will put it on my face instead of up there. Right, let's see. I've become ginormous. I don't even know what my New Year's resolution is, to be honest. Get killed by ChatGPT. What is my New Year's resolution? I think my New Year's resolution is travel somewhere new. Oh, that's way too vague though. Travel to a new continent. Perfect. Perfect. Yummy, yum, 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 yum. Needless to say, New Year's resolutions doesn't mean that you can't do anything else. It's just a fun way to look forward to the future, you see? Do you see? Do you see? Travel to Sweden? I love to, but this is not a new continent. Which continent? Either Asia or Africa. Because America is not doing great right now. Where is it? I really need to get rid of all these. Oh wait, I didn't drag it in yet. I'm such a donut. I was like, where is it? Oh my god. This happens every time. It's been a while. Have the first community night? No, we've had a community night, guys. We have. Please stop lying. Meow, 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 meow. Perfect. Pretty sure America is still better than most of Africa. Depends on who you ask. And if you ask me, I disagree. Depends on what perspective you are looking at. Also, there's more to America than US of A. Well, I know that's North America and South America, obviously. But I'm talking about America. Anyway, give me your New Year's resolutions, and I will put them on my head. So I will keep them in mind. Yes. Very good. So it's settled. Noah is going to Cambodia. Just stay away from the war zones. There's also Canada, but it's easy to forget about that. What do you mean? I love Canada. I love Canada. It's among the list of things I want to go to. Places I want to go to. Ooh, double me. Oh man, I've got a banging headache. Isn't the thing about New Year's resolutions that you shouldn't talk about them or you won't do that? What? I've never heard that ever. What? What's the point of that? It's not like a wish. You're not allowed to talk about a wish. You are allowed to talk about a New Year's resolution. What? Who says this? Tea. Yum, yummy tea, yum, yum. What is it with me and headaches? I think it's because I've been overdosing on coffee the last week. For this New Year's, I resolved to win the lottery. Ah, very good. Very good one. I will add it to my... Yes. Win the lottery. Yes, manifested. Win the lottery. Drink water, scare a headache. No, I think it's caffeine withdrawal actually. I don't know how much coffee you need to drink to have withdrawal, but I'm sure that's it. Also, guys, I'm very happy to tell you I have been doing a lot of Elder Scroll research, and my god, am I glad I didn't do it that one time, because there's actually so much that I hadn't added yet that I'm actually like really surprised how much I didn't talk about yet. It just keeps going. It just never ends. Drink coffee then. Oh, it's way too late for that. Silly Billy. Lore stream coming in 2027. No. like Soy Thing said, max February, but I'm aiming for January. Yes, definitely in the new year though. Yes, I needed to be absolutely smashing, guys. I needed to be so amazing that you cannot look away and you are just so much in a trance that you just want to stay with me the whole duration of the stream. Yes. Okay, so I didn't find anything about it being bad luck, but apparently not talking about it helps you stay focused. That doesn't make any sense though. If you don't if you don't bring it into the world by saying it, surely there is no acknowledgement, and that seems a bit silly. Yeah, talking about things you're going to do releases tiny bit of dopamine as if you're already doing it, so it reduces your motivation. Interesting. Okay, fine, I will approve that. That does sound logical. Fine, fine, fine. Well, I do feel like with my New Year's resolution, it's a tiny bit different because usually New Year's resolutions are like things you don't want to do and you have to force yourself to do, like go to the gym, get your license, get a new job, that kind of stuff. It's like exhausting. Like you're not looking forward to that. Whereas me going to a new continent, oh baby, that's not a big deal. I mean, it is a big deal, but it's like I want to do that, really badly. So I suppose for me it's a bit different. GTA 6 version 2. No, guys, I promise you it's coming. I know I've been saying this for so long. I just need it to be perfect. Also, it's been You are right. I want to do none of those things, except I do actually want to go to the gym, but at the same time, I don't. Well, yeah, it's one of those things that you don't fully want to do because it's like something that has long term happiness, not like immediate happiness, you know? Like, it will make you feel better in the long run, but because it's like not an immediate dopamine, you're like, nah, I don't think I will. You know? Yeah. But yeah, I've been wanting to go to a new continent for ages. I don't know, I've just recently realized that actually I haven't been to somewhere else than Europe, and I should. Like, it's not like I haven't traveled. I have, but it's just I haven't gone outside of Europe, and I would kind of like to see. Yes. My resolution that I probably won't end up doing is make a small game. Oh, that's so cool! Do it! I will add it. I will add it. Make a make oh a game. Very cool. Do 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 do. I think my last year's resolution was to get my driving license, and I did in fact try, but I just didn't pass. I mean, I wasn't allowed. Let's say that. I wasn't allowed to be on the road because I was a danger to society, guys. Fair enough, of course. 10 hours a day on Twitch. What? My resolution is going outside more and meeting new people. I feel like I've been spending too much time online lately. I feel like that's a good resolution. Do it, yeah. If you got people to hang out with in real life, do it. Do it. But same for me, to be honest. Ever since I left Belgium, I've kind of been in my own like circle with Koopsie. Like, not that I have that many friends in Belgium, but there were a few where I felt comfortable enough like not to make new ones. But now it's kind of like I'm all alone, on my own, you know? And Koopsie obviously has his friends, so he's not gonna be able to be with me all the time, and I think it's important to have your own circle. Yes. In real life, that is, yes. Very good, guys. Thank you for your resolutions so far. Very nice. I'm not sure what to go for. Hiking, maybe. I do love nature. Do it! Yeah. I was actually thinking of joining a fitness class. Like, I feel like the problem for me is that I cannot do things unless someone like forces me to. It's the same reason why I like education and going to language classes because I feel like I need someone to show me the way and tell me what to do. Not that I can't figure it out myself, it's more like it's easier if someone tells you what to do and takes your like choice, you know? Like the thing with education, the reason you get it done is because you don't have a choice. Your parents want you to go to school. Okay, I guess you're getting an education. Like I need something like that, you know? I need to work out because my teacher tells me to. Someone needs to give you a set of achievements to hunt. Wait, what do you mean? Dun, 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 dun. But yeah, life is tough, guys. Life is tough. Having too many choices is not great, but having not enough choices is also not great. And in between is best. Now I got the achievement. Went outside! Plus 100 XP. Oh god, that's so depressing. I do go outside, I promise. I actually walked up a hill many, many times while I was with Koopsie's parents. Yes, yes, I did. And while we were out on this walk, I bought some honey. Yep, yep, I did. I did indeed. Ah. Noah got the achievement swear at someone in German. I've never done that ever. I don't know. I don't know any German curse words. I do know Dutch curse words. You could have stuff like bench press, etiquette, run half a marathon. No, but that's not someone telling me what to do. And you have to train for stuff like that. There's a German WoW event going on right now, and it's low-key making me want to pick up German again. Dutch is just a German with a new fun. No, it's not. That is crazy to say. That would only work if we could actually understand each other, but we cannot. Like, Dutch and German is so different. Cannot believe you would say that. That is crazy. Mm. Canadians can't understand newfies either. Yeah, but the different. Well, I actually don't know. Where is no? I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. Newfoundland? Where is that? I don't know who that is. The only German streamer I watch is Sun Glitters. I didn't know you wanted to learn German, though. Say that was crazy. Good for you. Oh my god, we're already 40 minutes in? Jesus Christ. You should get a Kindle if you don't have one. I do. I do have a Kindle. I do have a Kindle, actually. Well, actually, I don't have a Kindle. I have the Dutch version. So that's very annoying because, like, Koopsie, for example, has Kindle Books. Oh wait, no, no. Recently, I tried to buy a ebook off of um Amazon, and I couldn't put it on my on my Dutch ebook, and because it's not a Kindle. It was really silly. I think they only do Kindles, if I'm not mistaken. It's really stupid. I studied German in school, but I was really bad at it. Oh, I picked up English really easily as a kid because I needed it for video games for German. When would I ever use that? Yeah, that's the thing. That's why English is so easy. It's because like it's everywhere. It's kind of hard not to know some English, you know? Whereas other languages, you have to like look out for it, you know? You can get an app called Calibre and it can convert between all ebook formats. Oh, ooh. Oh. Oh, that's very good. Very good indeed. I will keep that open so I don't forget. Yes. That's very helpful, thank you. um, but yeah, I think we should continue reading. Now I'm very upset because I'm probably gonna have to record the previous chapters again because I did not save the previous episode, which is so annoying. It's actually so annoying, but it is what it is, you know? It is what it is. Um, yeah, maybe I should travel to Germany, but what should I do there? I think the best way is not just to travel, but to live there for a bit, you know? Surround yourself with Germans. But I heard that Germans. I think it's. Honestly, actually, I don't know. I think this is kind of everywhere. Like, when you try to speak another language to someone, they will just immediately switch to English, which is really annoying. Like, I remember in. Where was it? I remember in Wallonia, I tried to speak French to people. Like this person in a restaurant. I tried to speak French to this person, our server, and I did it like multiple times. And I said something in French, and he would respond in English. Then I would respond in French again, and then he would respond in English. It's like he completely shut down my efforts to like speak French to him. It was so annoying. It's like you can see that I'm trying to just speak to you in French and he doesn't even care. Besides eat currywurst and drink beer, very nice. I hate that Germans are absolute menaces in Minecraft, really. The same guys that are doing the WoW event had a massive MC project before that and basically took over the entire MC category. Oh goodness. WoW event? What WoW event? I'm glad to see that a lot of big Anglo streamers are getting into Minecraft right now. Yeah, it's great. Mm. There's a German streamer guild playing WoW Classic Hardcore. Ah, Sauerkraut. Nice. Cool name. Very nice, very nice. I have not heard of him. What? Or them. Yes. I'm actually so tired. You guys make me so tired every time.
Wake
You
up!
put me to
Get out of your
bed.
chair right
I'm
now!
awake, Bio. I'm awake. But yeah, shall we read a bit? If thou dost not mind? Yes. That's Coops, you don't mind him. Yes, we were left with chapter 14. I think, I don't know if I read it or if I read up to it. Wait, you want me to speak French again? No, but you know I can't translate this. It's too difficult. Why does this redeem require a message? I think it's because it's like, I don't know. I
Wake
don't know.
up! Get out of your chair right now!
Hi, Billy. How are you today? Hello. Just fake it. I won't know the difference. But I will. Right. I am going to read this. It is 2 paragraphs. And then I will actually read the book. Yes. It's almost been an hour already. Awfully tired for some reason. Me too, Billy. Oh goodness. Can we get a yawn counter in chat? We at 7-ish or so far. That would be good. Yeah. I can look into that. Sure. I don't actually know how to do counters. I'd have to look it up. I will write it down. Yes. Un certain temps s'écoula avant que je ne prenne connaissance de l'histoire de mes amis. Ce récit ne put manquer de me manquer profondément, dévoilant une multitude de circonstances tout plus intéressantes et merveilleuses, les unes que les autres pour une personne aussi naïve que moi. Le nom du I forgot how to say this, du vieil, I don't know, homme était lassé. Il était issu d'une bonne famille française où il avait vécu de nombreuses années dans l'essence, respecté de ses supérieurs et aimé de ses pères. Son fils avait, avait, avait été élevé au service de la patrie et Agatha avait fréquenté les dames les plus distinguées. Oh goodness. Quelques mois avant mon arrivée, il avait vécu dans une grande et luxueuse vie nommée Paris, entouré d'amis et jouissant de tous les plaisirs que la vertu, le raffinement de l'esprit et le goût, alliés à une fortune modeste, pouvaient offrir. That was really hard. Harder than last time, I feel like. Et voilà, je suis fini. Counters are super easy. Counters? Well, I just don't know how to do them. Like, how is it that when someone does exclamation point? No, I think you spelled something wrong. All the text is underlined. I didn't spell anything. I copy and pasted it from the book. Sounded good, didn't understand a word. Well, as long as you guys don't understand what I'm saying, then I'm doing it right. Cool. But yeah, I just don't know how to do it when someone does exclamation mark something and it makes it count. Sounded like perfect French to me. Well, we had that French person come in that said I sounded German, so guess not. But thanks, guys. I appreciate the encouragement. Meow, 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 meow. Yeah, I was thinking maybe next week we could watch How to Train Your Dragon 2. You know who I haven't seen for a while? Wise Man. Where is he gone? I feel like people keep disappearing. To be fair, it is Christmas season, so I suppose maybe he's just Christmasing? Oui, oui, voulez-vous, aha. Yes, I know that song. Voulez-vous, aha, na 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 na. Yeah, I haven't seen Wise Man for ages, I just realized. Where has he gone? Hi Tom, how are you today? Also, I'm very sorry to say that my plant did in fact die. I tried my best to replant it and it died. I'm good, thanks. Replant, we hardly knew you. I know, I barely had it like 3 months and it died. This is what happens when I get a plant. I wish I was better with it. I really wish I am, but I'm just not. Movie night sounds really good. The last one was very fun. I agree. Repotting plants is risky. Roots can be fragile. Well, I did what the video said for me to do and then it killed my plants, so whatever. It's really hard to tell as well whether the roots are dead or not. So yeah. Yeah, the last time I heard of him is the 14th of December. I'm so sad. Where is he gone? Wise man! I even tagged him for the movie night and he was nowhere to be seen. Very sadness. Right. Let's start reading, I suppose. Let's actually get something done today. Yes. So, chapter 14. What film is that you're watching? I'd like to watch How to Train Your Dragon 2 maybe next week, but I don't know if I'll have time when I go home. I'll see. Some time elapsed before I learned the history of my friends. It was one which could not fail to impress itself deeply upon my mind, unfolding as it did a number of circumstances, each interesting and wonderful to one so utterly inexperienced as I was. The name of the old man was De Lacy. Hi, Zento! How are you today? Subscribe for 11 months. Goodness me. That's almost a year. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. How are you? How's your Christmas? Happy Christmas. I'm still wearing a Christmas hat until New Year's. I think that is acceptable. Yes. Yeah, how is your Christmas? Did you get very cool gifts? Did you have many good foods? Hi, Matt, as well. Hello, how are you today? The name of the old man was De Lacy. He was descended from a good family in France, where he had lived for many years in affluence, respected by his superiors, and beloved by his equals. His son was bred in the service of his country, and Agatha had ranked with ladies of the highest distinction. A few months before my arrival, they had lived in a large and luxurious city called Paris, surrounded by friends and possessed of every enjoyment which virtue, refinement of intellect, or taste, accompanied by a moderate fortune, could afford. Hi, Shrimp! How are you been? Hello! Happy late Christmas. I hope you had a good time. What you're writing, I'm very curious. I'm not writing anything. I'm reading more Frankenstein. And if you're wondering what's on my forehead, it is New Year's resolutions. Yes. Anyway, yes. The father of Safi had been the cause of their ruin. He was a Turkish merchant and had inhabited Paris for many years, when, for some reason which I could not learn, he became obnoxious to the government. He was seized and cast into prison the very day that Safi arrived from Constantinople to join him. He was tried and condemned to death. The injustice of his sentence was very flagrant. Oh my god, I can't speak. All Paris was indignant, and it was judged that his religion and wealth, rather than the crime alleged against him, had been the cause of his condemnation. Oh, you didn't even write down my resolution? What a scam. I didn't even see your resolution. What was your resolution? I'm doing good and it was good. I hope yours was good. Yours was too. Yeah. It was great. I got loads of books, made me very happy. Loads of yummy food and surrounded by very wonderful people. Um, but yeah, you definitely read it. Well, maybe I didn't realize that it was maybe I didn't realize it was a New Year's resolution. Hey Noah, or maybe I forgot. I'm sorry. That was not on purpose. Hey, Noah and Chatters. All is good here. Had a cozy Christmas with my family and tons of tasty food. Hope you had a good time as well. Oh, that's so great. I'm so happy to hear this. Mine was very nice as well. Yes, thank you very much. I'm very happy to see you. I know I know I said I wasn't sure whether I was gonna come back at this time yet, but that was because I didn't actually know uh when we were coming home because Koopsie couldn't decide. But Koopsie decided recently that we would be spending New Year's just the two of us. So I went. Oh, you wanted to meet new people. Right. Sorry, I forgot. That was not on purpose. Meet new people. Yeah, meet new people. Okay. You can say you missed us. It's okay. I did. It feels like very unnatural when I'm not streaming because I'm so used to it, I suppose, being a part of my routine. So when I'm not doing it, I'm like, oh no, something's missing, you know? But I'm sure it was nice for you to get a break from me. I mean, I will be gone again next week, so you can take a break from me again. There you go. Yes, very good. Thank you guys. Mm-hmm. There we go. But yeah, I'm excited for the new year, kind of. I wonder what 2026 is gonna be like. Um, there's lots of things I want to get done. It's just so annoying to get it done, you know? Like my license, such a pain in the ass. But we will get there, guys. We will. Felix had accidentally been present at the trial. His horror and indignation were uncontrollable when he heard the decision of the court. He made at that moment a solemn vow to deliver him and then looked around for the means. After many fruitless attempts to gain admittance to the prison, he found a strongly grated window, in an unguarded part of the building, which lighted the dungeon of the unfortunate Mohammedan Maha, Muhammadan, who, loaded with chains, waited in despair the execution of the barbarous sentence. Felix visited the grate at night and made known to the prisoner his intentions in his favor. The Turk, amazed and delighted, endeavored to kindle the zeal of his deliverer by promises of reward and wealth. Felix rejected his offers with contempt. Yet when he saw the lovely Safi, who was allowed to visit her father, and who by her gestures expressed her lively gratitude, the youth could not help owning to his mind that the captive possessed a treasure which would fully reward his toil and hazard. What, like marrying the woman? Goodness me. What's your New Year's plans? Well, my current New Year's resolution is travel to new continents. Um, well, continent, a new continent, yes. But I think overall, I like 2026 to be a year where I am calmer and nicer to people. Um, but I also want to try to get my license again and find a legal job, I think. Those are the main things I'm working towards right now, and I think that will be very helpful. Yes. What about you, Zento? What are your New Year's resolutions? The Turk quickly perceived the impression that his daughter had made on the heart of Felix, and endeavored to secure him more entirely in his interests by the promise of her hand in marriage so soon as he should be conveyed to a place of safety. Felix was too delicate to accept this offer, yet he looked forward to the probability of the event as to the consummation of his happiness. During the ensuing days, while the preparations were going forward for the escape of the merchant, the zeal of Felix was warmed by several letters that he received from this lovely girl, who found means to express her thoughts in the language of her lover by the aid of an old man, a servant of her father, who understood French. She thanked him in the most ardent terms for his intended services towards her parent, and at the same time she gently deplored her own fate. I have copies of the letters, for I found means during my residence in the hovel to procure the implements of writing, and the letters were often in the hands of Felix or Agatha. Before I depart, I will give them to you. They will prove the truth of my tale, but at present, as the sun is already far declined, I shall only have time to repeat the substance of them to you. Nicer to undead mages, too? I'm always nice to undead mages, me. What do you mean? I am the nicest, actually. No, just nice to people in general. I feel like, also during streams, actually, I feel like I've been very hot headed and impatient and sometimes just a bit like rude. to family members or something, you know? So overall, I just like to be nicer. I feel like I always try to be nice, but sometimes I am disappointed. So I want to keep doing better. Yes, 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 yes. But I feel like 2025 was pretty successful. I got my master's and I moved to a house away from the city that I disliked. So I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty solid. I think my goals for 2026 is to spend more time with my girlfriend, eat more good food, work less, laugh more, and keep prioritizing my family. Aw, that's really cute. That's really long though. Oh goodness. Live, laugh, love. Yes. That's really cute though. I love that. Wait, let's do more. I guess your girlfriend is family. So let's just say that. More family. Goodness, can't really fit that in there. That's very long. My head is gonna be full, which makes me very happy. But that's very lovely, Zentil. Thank you for popping in today. I will have another stream tomorrow, and then another on the 1st, and then I'm going to Belgium again. I mean, again, going to Belgium. I don't actually remember when the last time was I was in Belgium. I do not recall. Meow, 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 meow. Thank you for being live today. Of course, of course. Didn't want to be like gone for too long. I don't want people to forget me. Um, yeah, it's very good to fit. Think I'll. Yes, okay. It's very hard to fit it. Need you all the time. Can't you see? There we go. Let us continue. Safi related that her mother was a Christian Arab, seized and made a slave by the Turks. Recommended by her beauty, she had won the heart of the father of Safi, who married her. The young girl spoke in high and enthusiastic terms of her mother, who, born in freedom, spurned the bondage to which she was now reduced. She introduced her daughter in the tenets of her religion, and taught her to aspire to higher powers of intellect and an independence of spirit forbidden to the female followers of Muhammad. This lady died, but her lessons were indelibly impressed on the mind of Safi, who sickened at the prospect of again returning to Asia and being immured within the walls of harem, allowed only to occupy herself with infantile amusements, ill-suited to the temper of her soul, now accustomed to grand ideas and a noble emulation for virtue. The prospect of marrying a Christian and remaining in a country where women were allowed to take rank in society was enchanting to her. The day for the execution of the Turk was fixed, but on the night previous to it, he quitted his prison and before morning was distant many leagues from Paris. Felix had procured passports in the name of his father, sister, and himself. He had previously communicated his plan to the former, who aided the deceit by quitting his house under the pretense of a journey and concealed himself with his daughter in an obscure part of Paris. Felix conducted the fugitives through France to Lyons and across Mont Cenis to Leghorn, where the merchant had decided to wait a favorable opportunity of passing into some part of the Turkish dominions. Safi resolved to remain with her father until the moment of his departure, before which the Turk renewed his promise that she should be united to his deliverer. And Felix remained with them in expectation of that event. And in the meantime he enjoyed the society of the Arabian, who exhibited towards him the simplest and tenderest affection. They conversed with one another through the means of an interpreter, and sometimes with the interpretation of looks, and Safi sang to him the divine airs of her native country. The Turk allowed this intimacy to take place and encouraged the hopes of the youthful lovers, while in his heart he had formed far other plans. He loathed the idea that his daughter should be united to a Christian, but he feared the resentment of Felix if he should appear lukewarm, for he knew that he was still in the power of his deliverer, if he should choose to betray him to the Italian state which they inhabited. He revolved 1,000 plans by which he should be enabled to prolong this deceit until it might no longer be necessary, and secretly to take his daughter with him when he departed. His plans were facilitated by the news which arrived from Paris. The government of France were greatly enraged at the escape of their victim and spared no pains to detect and punish his deliverer. The plot of Felix was quickly discovered, and de Lacy and Agatha were thrown into prison. The news reached Felix and aroused him from his dream of pleasure. His blind and aged father and his gentle sister lay in a Nuswam dungeon while he enjoyed the free air and the society of her whom he loved. This idea was torture to him. He quickly arranged with the Turk that if the latter should find a favorable opportunity for escape before Felix could return to Italy, Safi should remain as a boarder at a convent at Leghorn. And then quitting the lovely Arabian, he hastened to Paris and delivered him up to the vengeance of the law, hoping to free de Lacy and Agatha by this proceeding. He did not succeed. They remained confined for 5 months before the trial took place, the result of which deprived them of their fortune and condemned them to a perpetual exile from their native country. They found a miserable asylum in the cottage in Germany where I discovered them. I see. They're the people that have been observed by the monster. Yes. They found a miserable asylum in the cottage of Germany where I discovered them. Felix soon learned that the treacherous Turk, for whom he and his family endured such unheard of oppression, on discovering that his deliverer was thus reduced to poverty and ruin, became a traitor to good feeling and honor, and had quitted Italy with his daughter, insultingly sending Felix a pittance of money to aid him, as he said, in some plan of future maintenance. Such were the events that preyed on the heart of Felix and rendered him, when I first saw him, the most miserable of his family. He could have endured poverty, and while this distress had been the meed of his virtue, he gloried in it. But the ingratitude of the Turk and the loss of his beloved Safi were misfortunes more bitter and irreparable. The arrival of the Arabian now infused new life into his soul. Poor Felix, indeed, goodness me. Germany, yes indeed. When the news reached Leghorn that Felix was deprived of his wealth and rank, the merchant commanded his daughter to think no more of her lover, but to prepare to return to her native country. The generous nature of Safi was outraged by this command. She attempted to expostulate with her father, but he left her angrily, reiterating his tyrannical mandate. A few days after, the Turk entered his daughter's apartment and told her hastily that he had reason to believe that his residence at Leghorn had been divulged and that he should speedily be delivered up to the French government. He had consequently hired a vessel to convey him to Constantinople, for which city he should sail in a few hours. He intended to leave his daughter under the care of a confidential servant, to follow at her leisure with the greater part of his poverty, which had not yet arrived at Leghorn. When alone, Safi resolved in her own mind the plan of conduct that it would become her to pursue in this emergency. A residence in Turkey was abhorrent to her. Her religion and her feelings were alike averse to it. By some papers of her father, which fell into her hands, she heard of the exile of her lover, and learned the name of the spot where he then resided. She hesitated some time, but at length she formed her determination. Taking with her some jewels that belonged to her and a sum of money, she quitted Italy with an attendant, a native of Leghorn, but who understood the common language of Turkey, and departed for Germany. She arrived in safety at a town about 20 leagues from the cottage of the Delassi, when her attendant fell dangerously ill. Safi nursed her with the most devoted affection, but the poor girl died, and the Arabian was left alone, unacquainted with the language of the country and utterly ignorant of the customs of the world. She fell, however, in good hands. The Italian had mentioned the name of the spot for which they were bound, and after her death the woman of the house in which they had lived took care that Safi should arrive in safety at the cottage of her lover. That's very good, guys. I will be right back though. I'm gonna get my blanket. I am freezing. I won't be long. Hello, I'm back. UK houses are made of gravel and ice. It does feel like that, yes. Do you need a heated blanket? My dad actually gave me a heated blanket like ages ago, but it's still in Belgium, so there's not really much I can do with it. Also, I'm terrified of heated blankets now. Like, who told me that story of that house that caught on fire? Oh no, I saw it somewhere. I saw it somewhere that someone's house caught on fire because they left their heated blanket on. Terrifying. But hi, Prastari, how are you today? We are still reading Frankenstein. But yeah, for the people that weren't here last time, yes, for the people that weren't here last time, we, or the last few times, we are reading Frankenstein at the moment. We are currently in chapter 15, and we're reading about how the monster encountered three people in a cottage that are very poor, and he's been observing how they're feeling, what they're saying, and that's how he has learned their language and everything. And now we're kind of finding out about the misfortunes of these people that live in the cottage. Um, and I'm guessing he's still telling this, like this story that we're reading right now is what he's telling Frankenstein, the inventor. So yeah. Well, don't leave it on. I see. If the house is on fire, you won't be cold. That is true. That is true. I'm fine, thank you. Hope you had a good holiday parties. Yeah. I was with my partner's parents, and it was very, very nice. Yeah, they are absolutely lovely. Gave me so many gifts as well. I was really surprised how much they gave me. Um, I got loads of books. I got Avatar: The Last Airbender books. I got Elder Scroll lore books, so that's very exciting. Um, and I also got some plant pots, um, a stream deck as well, so that's gonna be really handy for streaming. I've still yet to figure it out. I've managed to put a clipping thing on there, so if I want to clip, I just press on the button. So that's really cool. I just need to like maybe put on there to mute my mic automatically. Like that would be really handy. I haven't done that yet. Um, for the rest, I'll kind of just see when I stream like what would be handy to have on there. Like I can't really think of anything else right now that would be handy to have on there. So yeah. Now you just need some plants. No, I need to figure out how to take care of plants first. I don't think I can I don't think I can deal with the devastation of losing another plant. This is the second plant that has died of like overwatering, even though I really don't water that much. So yeah. I'm just devastated. Get a cactus? I don't want a cactus. I want a plant. So, the requirements for me for getting a plant are plants that give a lot of oxygen, that don't need a lot of care, and that are safe for cats. Because cats have a tendency to bite plants. So, I don't want my cat to die if they bite the plant. Obviously, we don't have it yet. Plastic plants, Lego plant, guys, you're missing the point. That's not gonna give me oxygen, is it? Um, Also, I'm currently in my anti-plastic era, guys. I've arrived. I'm doing my absolute best to get no plastic. I gave Koopsie 100% cotton pajamas. It was a pain in the ass. Um, the woolen blanket I got, 100% wool. And yeah, I don't want garbage. I've had it, guys. Get it out of my sight. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I'll close my eyes. You know a button you can press that will yell "UNWA" at you. I've already got that. I've already got you doing that for me. Get a mother-in-law's tongue. I've been thinking about that. Maybe. Honestly, the thing I love the most is watching like shorts of people that have like a house full of plants. I am obsessed. I want that so bad, but I cannot justify buying that many plants if I cannot keep them alive. Like this plant died in 3 months, guys. That is so quickly. It's terrible. I think it's I think it's because I I asked the person, how much do I need to water it? And she said once a week. So that is what I did. But sometimes I didn't water it because it was like still pretty wet. So like I do the finger method, I like look at whether the soil is wet or not. And still it died. I just don't understand. I mean, maybe it wasn't dead. I don't know, but all the leaves started like hanging. So I was like, what the fuck? I don't know what to do. And it kept dying, so I was like, maybe I need to repot it, and then it died like fully. I think I maybe gave it plant shock, I don't know. Succulents are pretty low maintenance as well. You don't need to buy them. Go to what is that? What are plant exchanges? What are plant exchanges? Succulents are pretty. I've got a succulent in the bedroom actually. He's doing pretty well. He's chilling. Currently, I've got a Boston fern in the bathroom. I found out that it actually needs watering, even though it gets like all the like fog uh, from the shower. So I've watered it recently. Then I've got a few small like succulents in the kitchen. And then I've also got this spider plant downstairs who also seems to be struggling. Um it's like yeah, it's got yellow leaves, which is so annoying because that can mean both overwatering and underwatering. So I don't know what to do. I've watered it because it was dry. Still not looking great, so I'm just letting it, live and see what happens. Get some weeds. Murderer. Yeah, basically, I'm a murderer. Cactuses are safe for cats. If they bite it, they quickly learn not to. True, true. That is very true. What typically plant enthusiasts will swap seedlings with each other. Check Facebook marketplaces. Seedlings. Interesting. Or get an apple tree. We have an apple tree. Koopsie bought it. But don't know if it will survive. It's just the problem is that the UK is so wet. Like it's been raining every single day. So it gets really moist inside, even though we have a dehumidifier. So I really think that has been affecting my plants. I really don't know what to do with that about it. It's terrible. I have a friend who's the kind of person you see in those Insta stories you talked about. Her whole house is just plants, 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 and rabbits and cats and a baby and a wife. I love that you included the baby and the wife. Oh, that's funny. I see. That is lovely. I hope sincerely that I'm gonna be like that someday. I want to live in a jungle. I want to live in a plant jungle inside. I love that. I want it so bad. But I just need to figure out what I'm doing wrong. Because, I mean, I'll look at the plant exchanges. I'll look at it. I'll look at it. I'll see what I can do. But obviously, there's no plan for me to exchange because everything's like really not great. But I have seen that some people sell like seedlings, like they sell like cuts of like plants, and then you can plant that. I've never done that like properly or like have it survive though, so I'll try my best. I don't know what to do. But I will not give up. I will not get plastic plants. I will not. Hi Fanny, by the way, how are you? Please speak English. We don't speak Russian. even though Skywolf like raises us all the time and he's Russian, we don't actually speak Russian. But I appreciate it still. Yes. Rooting a cutting is usually just putting it in a glass of water until it sprouts roots. Oh, is that so? Okay, I can do that. That sounds very fun. Okay, I will look at cuttings. Yes. It is very exciting to me. I mean, my dad is actually one of those people who's really good at taking care of plants. Like, whenever my plants were dying, he would be able to revive them. It's actually like he's plant Jesus or something. It's crazy. He's got so many plants at home. And like some plants he's had literally for years. Bonkers. All I do is throw my plants away because they're dead. Like Hoopsie keeps telling me, no, it's not dead. But it is. It is dead. If it's black, if it's black and dead and weak and the roots are not white, it's dead. That's it. I really hope I didn't actually just throw my plant away even though it wasn't dead. But I looked it up and it said the roots are supposed to be like firm and white, and mine were like very soft and things. Yes. Oh, I hope I didn't kill it. That'd be really bad. Yeah, I don't think I repotted it properly, to be honest. Oh. Oh well. No point in being sad about it now, guys. Let's move on for my second plant death. Yes. Anyway, let's continue. We are now moving on to chapter 15. They should take pictures of all your plants, send them to your daddy and say, "Help!" Well, the thing is, I feel like he's really not good at explaining. He's one of those, like, not patient people. Like, I remember him trying to explain something math to me, and, like, all he did was just yell at me because he just didn't have the patience. So, I don't think that's gonna work, I'm afraid. Yeah, the way that he explains things is just like, it's like this. Just do it. And he can't explain it in another way that makes you understand it, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. Rip plant. Next one will live longer, I'm sure. Let's hope so, eh? I really hope so. They are my children. I baby them so much. I love them so much, and then they just give up on me. They just die. So upsetting. And I did get the perlite or something. I did get that. I added it to the soil and everything, and it died. You can also just make new children. That's a bit dark. It cannot be replaced. It is a constant scar on my heart. You could have been my dad. You get one chance. If you don't get it, too bad. Maybe that's just a dad thing. I don't know. Koopsie's dad is lovely. Ow. Oh, that really hurt. Ah. Sorry, I just bumped my hand against my desk. I'm so fragile. Um, but yeah, some people just can't explain. That's the way it is. In the end, I had to go to my grandfather to make him explain math to me. Yes, those long, long nights. Oh, I hate math. I have such a personal vendetta against it. I hate it. It's just so awful. Like all the extra work I had to do for it. Oh, I hate just thinking about it. It's so awful. Especially because my grandpa is obviously old, so his way of teaching was old and not very effective. So I think he was also just a bit like behind on how it was taught nowadays. So it was very hard to like communicate to me as well. But he did his best. He did great. He really did. He worked so hard. I bet he wasn't having fun either. I don't think either of us was having fun ever. Except when it ended. Yes. Did you guys have to do any of that? Did you guys have to take any extra lessons? I've literally been taking extra math lessons as long as I can remember. I had to do it in middle school. I had to do it in high school. I had to do it in uni. Like, it's awful. Having to do lessons besides your lessons cannot be bothered. And still, I only got 50%. Uh, yes, anyway, let's continue reading. I didn't, but I probably should have. Well, my dad was very ambitious. He was like, "Ah, yes, if you take extra lessons, you will do great." Do you have an actual math disability? Yeah, have I not told you guys that before? I have dyscalculia. I do, yes. Um, what getting kicked in the head by a horse will do. True. Yeah, maybe that's what gave me dyscalculia. Who knows? I don't know how it works. Hmm. Math, man. How can anyone love it? I don't understand. Such a pain in the butt. The brain damage to streamer pipeline. Yes. Yes. You have to have brain damage to be a streamer. This is true. Yes, very good. Anyway, that was such a weird rant. Yes. Sorry, I feel like sometimes I just randomly rant about the stupidest stuff. Maths can be fun when you're not forced to do it. I disagree. Never, ever, ever when I've done math have I enjoyed it ever in my whole life. I have hated it from day one. As soon as I got out into the world, I was like, math, ew, get it out of here. But so much of it is probably something forever. Nah, math sucks. Get it out of here. I understand that it's useful, and that's as far as it goes. That's the only love I will show it. Not even when you're getting money and have to count it. No, I don't do counting. I let machines do it for me. Yes, very good. Ugh. Such was the story of my beloved cottagers. It impressed me deeply. I learned from the views of social life which it developed to admire their virtues and to deprecate the vices of mankind. As yet I looked upon. Is it over? Oh, this is not the vibe. This is not the vibe. This is not the vibe we were going for. I do love Animal Crossing music though. It's music I very much vibe to when I'm doing Elder Scroll research. I just hold out my hands with a pile of money and trust the tiller to take what they need. I don't think that's a very effective method. You have money left to count? Yo! I don't need to count. I only have it on my bank account. Who has like physical money nowadays? It's just not a thing anymore. As yet, I looked upon crime as a distant evil. Benevolence and generosity were ever present before me, inciting within me a desire to become an actor in the busy scene where so many admirable qualities were called forth and displayed. But in giving but in giving an account of the progress of my intellect, I must not omit a circumstance which occurred in the beginning of the month of August of the same year. One night, during my accustomed visit to the neighboring wood, where I collected my own food and brought home firing for my protectors, I found on the ground a leathern portmanteau containing several articles of dress and some books. I eagerly seized the prize and returned with it to my hovel. Fortunately, the books were written in the language, the elements of which I had acquired at the cottage. They consisted of Paradise Lost, a volume of Plutarch's Lives, and the Sorrows of Werther. The possession of these treasures gave me extreme delight. I now continually studied and exercised my mind upon these histories, whilst my friends were employed in their ordinary occupations. I can hardly describe to you the effect of these books. They produced in me an infinity of new images and feelings that sometimes raised me to ecstasy, but more frequently sunk me into the lowest dejection. In the sorrows of Werther, besides the interest of its simple and affecting story, so many opinions are canvassed and so many lights thrown upon what had hitherto been to me obscure subjects that I found in it a never ending source of speculation and astonishment. The gentle and domestic manners it described, combined with lofty sentiments and feelings which had for their object sometimes out of self, accorded well with my experience among my protectors, and with the wants which were for ever alive in my own bosom. But I thought Werther himself a more divine being than I had ever beheld or imagined. His character contained no pretension, but it sank deep. The disquisitions upon death and suicide were calculated to fill me with wonder. I did not pretend to enter into the merits of the case, yet I inclined towards the opinions of the hero, whose extension I wept, without precisely understanding it. As I read, however, I applied much personally to my own feelings and condition. I found myself similar yet at the same time strangely unlike to the beings concerning whom I read and to whose conversations I was a listener. I sympathized with and partially understood them, but I was unformed in mind, I was dependent on none and related to none. The path of my departure was free, and there was none to lament my annihilation. Oh my god. My person was hideous, and my stature gigantic. What did this mean? Who was I? What was I? Whence did I come? What was my destination? These questions continually recurred, but I was unable to solve them. I still really don't really understand this book. What don't you understand? I had I actually literally did that once at a festival when I was buying chocolate waffles because, well, you can probably guess the reason. I'd forgotten how money works. Oh goodness, you silly Billy. Nah, I used to get an envelope with extra money in it for work. That was fun, but I changed jobs. Oh, interesting. Mechanic at the harbor. Interesting. I can't count good enough to be a government employee. Neither can I. It's like smart. Well, that's not me. There's a lot of like smart vocabulary, but the contents are understandable. We are currently just speaking we're just currently going through the thoughts of Felix, I think. Was it Felix? I don't know how to explain it. That's okay. Felix and the Turk. The Turk! But here the monster is like looking at what the cottagers are doing and everything. And Felix and Sophie are together here. It's been a while since we've read, so I kind of forgot everyone's names. But yeah, so we've got Sophie, Felix, and an old man, La Chance or something. And it's just going through how they got here, I suppose, how they got to this life. But it's also the thoughts of the monster that Frankenstein created. I've forgotten where we are. Oh, here we are. Well, do you understand what's going on, or do you just not understand what's being said? Um, The volume of Plutarch's Lives which I possessed contained the histories of the first founders of the ancient republics. This book had a far different effect upon me from the sorrows of Werther. I learned from Werther's imaginations despondency, and gloom, but Plutarch taught me high thoughts. He elevated me above the wretched sphere of my own reflections, to admire and love the heroes of past ages. Many things I read surpassed my understanding and experience. I had a very confused knowledge of kingdoms, wide extents of country, mighty rivers, and boundless seas, but I was perfectly unacquainted with towns and large assemblages of men. The cottage of my protectors had been the only school in which I had studied human nature, but this book developed new and mightier scenes of action. I read of men concerned in public affairs, governing or massacring their species. I felt the greatest ardor for virtue rise within me, and abhorrence for vice. As far as I understood the signification of those terms, relative as they were, as I applied them to pleasure and pain alone. Induced by these feelings, I was of course led to admire peaceable lawgivers, Numa, Solon, and Lycurgus, in preference to Romulus and Theseus. I don't know who these people are. The patriarchal lives of my protectors caused these impressions to take a firm hold of my mind. Perhaps if my first introduction to humanity had been made by a young soldier, burning for glory and slaughter, I should have been imbued with different sensations. But Paradise Lost excited to different and far deeper emotions. I read it as I had read the other volumes which had fallen into my hands as a true history. It moved every feeling of wonder and awe that the picture of omnipotent God warring with his creatures was capable of exciting. I often referred the several situations, as their similarity struck me, to my own. Like Adam, I was apparently united by no link to any other being in existence, but his state was far different from mine in every other respect. He had come forth from the hands of God a perfect creature, happy and prosperous, guarded by the especial care of his Creator. He was allowed to converse with and acquire knowledge from beings of a superior nature. But I was wretched, helpless, and alone. Hi, Euragard. How are you today? Welcome. I understand what's being said. I think it's just the way the book is being spelled out and told. I never was fond of super detailed stories, if that makes like any sense. No, that makes sense. Sorry. Um, I think it also has to do with it being a very old story. So it is a very old way of writing. So that makes it very hard to understand. So I completely understand. I honestly, when I first started reading old books, I had a lot of trouble with it. So it is still a work in progress for me too. So I completely understand. Yes. Hello, welcome raiders. Thank you so much for raiding, Wolf. How are you today? Have you been happy? How was your Christmas? Like old wording, yes, yes. Yeah, exactly. I completely understand. I struggle with this as well. So it is yeah, I think it's definitely also different, like reading it and listening to it. I think it's even harder listening to it because you're not fully engaged, if you understand what I mean. But yeah, completely understandable. Yeah, hello Raiders. Today we are reading Frankenstein once again. I'm back from taking a week off because I was with family for Christmas, obviously. Um, we don't have Christmas, only New Year. Oh, okay, that's fair. Well, I hope you have a new year, a nice new year soon. Yes. Um, in Russia, we don't celebrate. You don't celebrate Christmas? Are you not Christians? I swear you are. Curious. I don't actually know like people's religions. But if you're Christians, then why don't you celebrate Christmas? I'm confused. Surely you do. Only our religion people? What? I'm confused. What do you mean? Well, either way, it doesn't matter. Um, I still hope you've been chilling and having a good week last week, and I hope you have a nice, happy New Year. Yes. Hmm. Well, sorry. Let me continue reading this so I can finish this. He had come forth from the hands of God a perfect creature, happy and prosperous, guarded by the especial care of his Creator. He was allowed to converse with and acquire knowledge from beings of a superior nature, but I was wretched, helpless, and alone. Many times I considered Satan as the fitter emblem of my condition, for often like him, when I viewed the bliss of my protectors, the bitter gall of envy rose within me. Only religious people celebrate Christmas. Oh, that's so weird. I didn't know that. Because here, I mean, in the UK and stuff, like everyone celebrates Christmas. It doesn't really matter whether you're Christian or not. Odd, curious, and really sad because I love Christmas. But yeah, if you want to go chill out, Wolf, that's completely understandable. Thank you for the raid as always. I appreciate it. Uh, so yeah, if you need to go chill out and relax, then please do. Yes. Everyone else, thank you for joining. You're very welcome to stay and listening and listen to the reading. That's all we're doing today. So yeah. To be honest, I think the only reason Christmas stuck around after the decline of Christianity is because people like gifts. I don't think that's true. I don't think that's the only thing. There's a lot more than gifts that is the appeal of Christmas. It's the lights, it's the food, it's being around family. Obviously, it is the gifts as well, but it's a combination of things. I feel like it's something to look forward to in like really dark periods. Because like winter is it's like dark all the time, so having lights hanging around everywhere just makes it so much more bearable, you know? For me anyway, like I feel like it's way more bearable to have like something cozy to have around. Pagan holidays existed before Christianity and they stuck around after Christianity fell off. Like what? Yeah, I'm surprised. I thought like Russians were really Christian. I guess I had a wrong perception of that. Curious. Another circumstance strengthened and confirmed these feelings. Soon after my arrival in the hovel, I discovered some papers in the pocket of the dress which I had taken from my laboratory. At first, I had neglected them, but now that I was able to decipher the characters in which they were written, I began to study them with diligence. It was your journal of the 4 months that preceded my creation. You minutely described in these papers every step you took in the process of your work. This history was mingled with accounts of domestic occurrences. You doubtless recollect these papers. Here they are. Everything is related in them which bears reference to my accursed origin. The whole detail of that series of disgusting circumstances which produced it is set in view. The minutest description of my odious and loathsome person is given, in language which painted your own horrors and rendered mine indelible. I sickened as I read. Hateful day when I received life, I exclaimed in agony. Accursed creature! Why did you form a monster so hideous that even you turned from me in disgust? God in pity made man beautiful and alluring after his own image, but my form is a filthy type of yours, more horrid even from the very resemblance. Satan had his companions, fellow devils, to admire and encourage him, but I am solitary and abhorred. Goodness, that's so sad. The winter solstice celebration, i.e., Christmas, and spring equinox, aka Easter, summer solstice, aka midsummer, true, true, and fall equinox, aka Halloween, true. I suppose that's true. Um, well, I am not religious myself, so I don't really mind whether it has a religious background or not. All I want to do is have an excuse to eat yummy food. So, yes. Halloween is an excuse to eat candy. Easter is an excuse to eat chocolate. And Christmas is an excuse to eat a lot of things like chocolate, cakes, lots of big food things. Oh, it's just so great. It's just so great, guys. It really is. Makes me so happy. I love Christmas. Huzzah! Anyway, let's continue. These were the reflections of my hours of despondency and solitude. But when I contemplated the virtues of the cottagers, their amiable and benevolent dispositions, I persuaded myself that when they should become acquainted with my admiration of their virtues, they would compassionate me and overlook my personal deformity. Could they turn from their door one, however monstrous, who solicited their compassion and friendship? I resolved at least not to despair, but in every way to fit myself for an interview with them which would decide my fate. I postponed this attempt for some months longer, for the importance attached to its success inspired me with a dread lest I should fail. Besides, I found that my understanding improved so much with every day's experience that I was unwilling to commence this undertaking until until a few more months should have added to my sagacity, 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 sagacity,
Sagacity.
sagacity, sagacity, saga, saga, sagacity. In Sweden, Christmas Easter, and Midsummer are all excuses to eat herring, ew, and drink schnapps. I don't know, schnapps. I like the holiday, but I try to distance it from the religious origin. That's why I call it Christmas instead of Christmas. Why do you want to separate it from the religious origin? Surströmming, or however it's called. Surströmming is only eaten at the end of summer, or on other occasions it's just pickled herring. Yuck. It's been years since I ate that. I should get me some. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Do not like that. Sagacity. What actually does it mean? Oh shit, I got rid of it. Sagacity. Sagia. The quality of being discerning, sound in this judgment. Being wise. Sagia. Sagia. Because I'm not religious and I have many reasons to dislike religion. I see. Okay. No comment. Not going into the details because I don't want to. No, it's fine. No comment. Fun fact, whatever you eat after eating pickled herring tastes like pickled herring. I'm not surprised. Didn't we have someone calling themselves sagacious something? Oh my god, yes! He was very sexual. Yes. Sagacity. Saga. We have had a lot of people that were regulars that fell off. I am very sad. R.I.P. Jones. R.I.P. But it is good to take a hold of your own life and not be online all the time. Yes. Let's continue. Oops. Oops, where did we go? Oops. Oops. Ah, there we go. Several changes in the meantime took place in the cottage. The presence of Safi diffused happiness among its inhabitants. And I also found that a greater degree of plenty reigned there. Felix and Agatha spent more time in amusement and conversation, and were assisted in their labors by servants. They did not appear rich, but they were contented and happy. Their feelings were serene and peaceful, while mine became every day more tumultuous. Increase of knowledge only discovered to me more clearly what a wretched outcast I was. I cherished hope, it is true, but it vanished when I beheld my person reflected in water, or my shadow in the moonshine, even as that frail image and that inconstant shade. I endeavored to crush these fears and to fortify myself for the trial which in a few months I resolved to undergo. And sometimes I allowed my thoughts, unchecked by reason, to ramble in the fields of paradise, and to dared to fancy amiable and lovely creatures, sympathizing with my feelings, and cheering my gloom. Their angelic countenances breathed smiles of consolation, but it was all a dream. No Eve soothed my sorrows, nor shared my thoughts. I was alone. I remembered Adam's supplication to his creature. Oh my god, I can't speak. I remembered Adam's supplication to his creator. But where was mine? He had abandoned me, and in the bitterness of my heart I cursed him. Autumn passed thus. I saw with surprise and grief the leaves decay and fall, and nature again assumed the barren and bleak appearance it had worn when I first beheld the woods and lovely moon. Yet I did not heed the bleakness of the weather. I was better fitted by the conformation for the endurance of cold than heat. But my chief delights were the sight of the flowers, the birds, and all the gay apparel of summer. When those deserted me, I turned with more attention towards the cottagers. Their happiness was not decreased by the absence of summer. They loved and sympathized with one another, and their joys, depending on each other, were not interrupted by the casualties that took place around them. The more I saw of them, the greater became my desire to claim their protection and kindness. My heart yearned to be known and loved by these amiable creatures. To see their sweet looks directed towards me with affection was the utmost limit of my ambition. I dared not think that they would turn them from me with disdain and horror. The poor that stopped at their door were never driven away. I asked, it is true, for greater treasures than a little food or rest. I required kindness and sympathy, but I did not believe myself utterly unworthy of it. Sorry. Yet against your best efforts, I'm still here. I haven't made no such efforts. Right, he acted really flirty and it was a bit off-putting, not very sagacious. Yes, I agree. He was very. It wasn't only flirty, it was like over the top. It was really weird. I didn't like it. And like we expressed this as well. It was a kind of weird. We even like banned him. No, no, we didn't ban him. We timed him out, and then he came back and he did it again. I'm like, have you not learned that we don't like this? I have zero recollection of that. Well, he was here pretty often. Though to be fair, I must only pay attention to people that have been here for like a year or so. Well, he has been. He was here for quite a while. He joined the Discord as well. But then he left after we timed him out again. I don't know. I don't remember. It's been a while. I don't think we banned him. I don't remember. The winter advanced, and an entire revolution of the seasons had taken place since I awoke into life. My attention at this time was solely directed towards my plan of introducing myself into the cottage of my protectors. I revolved many projects, but that on which I finally fixed was to enter the dwelling when the blind old man should be alone. I had sagacity enough to discover that the unnatural hideousness of my person was the chief object of horror with those who had formerly beheld me. My voice, although harsh, had nothing terrible in it. I thought, therefore, that if in the absence of his children I could gain the good will and mediation of the old de Lacy, I might by his means be tolerated by my younger protectors. Maybe, I don't remember either, but I was glad to see him leave voluntarily. Yeah. I don't think you guys liked him, so I suppose it's okay. Maybe Noah timed them out for 10 months instead. No, I did not. Don't be silly. One day, when the sun shone on the red. Oh, I think he was like really not only inappropriate to me, but he was also inappropriate in this Discord to someone else. And I was like, that's weird. Don't do that. So it was like multiple times. So he had his chance to be nice, but he was not. One day, when the sun shone on the red leaves that strewed the ground and diffused cheerfulness, although it denied warmth, Sapphi, Agatha, and Felix departed on a long country walk, and the old man, at his own desire, was left alone in the cottage. When his children had departed, he took up his guitar and played several mournful but sweet airs, more sweet and mournful than I had ever heard him play before. At first his countenance was illuminated with pleasure, but as he continued, thoughtfulness and sadness succeeded. At length, laying aside the instrument, he sat absorbed in reflection. My heart beat quick. This was the hour and moment of trial, which would decide my hopes or realize my fears. The servants were gone to a neighboring fair. All was silent in and around the cottage. It was an excellent opportunity, yet, when I proceeded to execute my plan, my limbs failed me and I sank to the ground. Again I rose, and exerting all the firmness of which I was master, removed the planks which I had placed before my hovel to conceal my retreat. The fresh air revived me, and with a renewed determination I approached the door of their cottage. I knocked. "Who's there?" said the old man. "Come in." I entered. "Pardon this intrusion," said I. "I am a travel in want of a little rest. You would greatly oblige me if you would allow me to remain a few minutes before this fire." "Enter," said De Lacy. "I will try in what manner I can to relieve your wants, but unfortunately my children are from home, and as I am blind, I am afraid I shall find it difficult to procure food for you." "Do not trouble yourself, my kind host. I have food. It is warmth and rest only that I need." I sat down, and a silence ensued. I knew that every minute was precious to me, yet I remained irresolute in what manner to commence the interview, when the old man addressed me. "By your language, stranger, I suppose you are my countryman. Are you French?" "No, but I was educated by a French family and understand that language only. I am now going to claim the protection of some friends whom I sincerely love and of whose favor I have some hopes." "Are they Germans?" "No, they are French. But let us change the subject. I am an unfortunate and deserted creature. I look around and I have no relation or friend upon earth. These amiable people to whom I go have never seen me and know little of me. I am full of fears, for if I fail there, I am an outcast in the world forever." "Do not despair. To be friendless is indeed to be unfortunate. But the hearts of men, when unprejudiced by any obvious self-interest, are full of brotherly love and charity. Rely therefore on your hopes, and if these friends are good and amiable, do not despair." "They are kind. They are the most excellent creatures in the world, but unfortunately they are prejudiced against me. I have good dispositions. My life has been hitherto harmless, and in some degree beneficial. But a fatal prejudice clouds their eyes, and where they ought to see a feeling and kind friend, they behold only a detestable monster." "That is indeed unfortunate. But if you are really blameless, cannot you undeceive them?" "I am about to undertake that task, and it is on that account that I feel so many overwhelming terrors. I tenderly love these friends. I have, unknowns to them, been for many months in the habit of daily kindness towards them, but they believe that I wish to injure them, and it is that prejudice which I wish to overcome." "Where do these friends reside?" "Near this spot." The old man paused and then continued. "If you will unreservedly confide to me the particulars of your tale, I perhaps may be of use in undeceiving them. I am blind and cannot judge of your countenance, but there is something in your words which persuades me that you are sincere. I am poor and an exile, and it will afford me true pleasure to be in any way serviceable to a human creature." "Excellent man, I thank you, and accept your generous offer. You raise me from the dust by this kindness, and I trust that by your aid I shall not be driven from the society and sympathy of your fellow creatures." "Hi Aiden, how are you today?" "Goodness! DJ, hello! Hi! Thank you so much for the 5 subs. Thank you, thank you. How have you been? It has been so long. Oh my goodness. Hi. I feel like I haven't spoken to you in ages. What have you been up to? How is your Christmas? Let's go. But hi Aiden, how are you today as well? How was your Christmas? We are reading some Frankenstein today. Ooh, we're almost at chapter 16. Very good. Yeah, have you been, DJ? Are you still playing World of Warcraft nowadays? Oh my god, even more? Goodness me! Thank you so much. Thank you. 10 subs. Craziness. I feel like fiberglass and in pain? Why are you in pain? What happened? Installation is not fun. Have you hurt yourself? Hope you had a great Christmas. Oh yeah, I had a great Christmas. Yeah, I spent it with my partner's family. I got loads of books, very good books, very nice books, and for the rest, ate some nice food. I've been like eating myself full every day, to be honest, with so many sweets and everything. It's actually terrible. The entirety of December has been just like sweets. It's so bad. I'm working in a crawl space. I'm removing fiberglass insulation and scrubbing mold. Oh my god. Is that for your job or are you doing it for yourself? That sounds really uncomfortable. I'm really sorry. But yeah, what about you, DJ? What have you been up to? I hope you're looking forward to the new expansion, WoW expansion. It's I'm really excited about the new housing and everything. It's gonna be a blast. I also bought the new WoW lore book that I will be reading to hype myself up a bit for the new expansion because I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy it because I've not really been enjoying the expansions. Like Dragonflight was not great. I didn't really like the War Within either, to be honest. Um, but we shall see whether the next one will be better. Um, Same. I ate so much the last week. Yeah, what is good? That's what Christmas is all about, you know? Yes, I'm excited for Midnight, but mostly for the TVC anniversary. Oh yeah, I will also be playing that. I don't think I will have time
Get
not to
out of
play
your chair
WoW.
right
I'm gonna
now!
play TVC. I'm still playing Classic with Say and Zento. We are very much enjoying this. And then I will probably check out Midnight just because I want to build a house. Because why would I not want to build a house, guys? Come on. No sleepy? I am sleepy. There's no wall candy, only ceiling candy. It's not tasty. Oh, don't be eating it. My parents' home. Oh, yikes. Well, I hope you're wearing a mask. That sounds very dangerous. Oh, that reminds me, Noah, you need to transfer your moo cow to Era before the 12th. To Era? What is Era? You haven't done the house yet? Oh my god. What do you mean I haven't done the house yet? Can you already do it? Nope, I'm a sleeveless shirt and no mask. That is so dangerous. You cannot do that with mold. I don't care that masks are uncomfortable. First of all, mold is really, really dangerous. Second of all, fiberglass can like give you such painful splinters, no? Sorry for interrupting the reading. No, don't worry, don't worry. I've been like yapping in between everything, so don't worry about it. Um, I'm very happy to see you. Yes, if you have Midnight pre-ordered, you can do the house. You can? Damn it. I might consider it. I have been spending a lot of money with Christmas though. I think I spent around like 400, 500 pounds for Christmas gifts. I went wild this year. Wild. I just love giving people gifts. It makes me so happy. because their little faces when they open something and they love it, it makes me happy. I was just popping in to say hi. I have to get back to work. Wear a mask! Wear a mask! Please, please, please. It is very dangerous to do that with mold and not wear a mask. I beg of you. If you have one, wear one. Thank you, Aiden. Take care of yourself. Bye! Meow, 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 meow. So have you built your house already then, DJ? And what does your house look like? Oh, I don't even know what vibe you would go for, to be honest. There's so much you can do. Yeah, we all gonna be broke for January. I'm going to Japan in February though, so something good to That is crazy! You are? Dude, nice! That is so cool. Where are you gonna go? Where are you going? That sounds so exciting, dude. I actually made a whole plan of what I'm gonna do when I go to Japan. Obviously, I don't have actually solid plans to go, but I like wanted to know what the price of it would be to like go everywhere I wanted, and it's around like 3K I think between me and Koopsie. So it's not too bad, I guess. Like the main expense is going to be the flight tickets. And then I also included train tickets to get around, hotel costs, and like food and everything. And that's what I got around. So that's really not that bad. Obviously, we're probably going to spend more than that, I'm guessing. But still. One day that will be me. One day. Okay, have fun. I may return. Okay, well, take care of yourself, please. But yeah, I feel like December, January is broke season. It is the season to be poor. uh, yeah. But I think it's worth it. I love giving people what they like. Makes me happy. I also bought a bunch of food. Like I bought a panettone. I bought Italian cookies as well because I wanted Koopsie's parents to try it because I was like, this is really yummy. You need to try it. Um, I feel like panettone has been like subtly my Christmas tradition. Ever since I got one for the first time, I was like, yes, I want this every year now. Well, I lived there for 4 years before, so I've seen most of the places. Oh, right. I want this to see already, but I'm going to see some old friends there and go to all my favorite places again. That sounds so fun. I am actually so jealous. We should play again sometime. I feel like it's actually been years since we played together. I've been so busy. I don't know. I finished my master's of law like in February this year. I moved to the UK. I don't know if we talked since I moved to the UK, but I live in the UK now. So, yeah, I've just been like well busy. Um and currently just looking for a law job. And that's it, really. But thank you so much for popping in. It's been so nice to hear from you. It's always so nice to hear from friends that you haven't spoke to for ages. Yes. Well, I hope you have lots and lots and lots and lots of fun in Japan. You deserve it. Eat lots of good food. Yes. I would say bring me a souvenir, but that would have to travel a very long way. I think when I go to Japan eventually, I will just bring a whole like empty suitcase just for souvenirs. I must have the souvenir. I must. Oh, the dream country. In some ways, not others. Yes. Right, let's get up to chapter 16, I think. We must get at least till there, and then we've done 2 chapters. I think it's pretty good. Heaven forbid, even if you're a really criminal, for that can only drive you to desperation and not instigate you to virtue. I also am unfortunate. I and my family have been condemned, although innocent, judge, therefore. I do not feel for your misfortunes. How can I thank you? My best and only benefactor, from your lips first have I heard the voice of kindness directed towards me. I shall be forever grateful, and your present humanity assures me of success with those friends whom I am on point of meeting. May I know the names and residence of your friends? I paused. This, I thought, was a moment of decision, which was to rob me of or bestow me happiness, or bestow happiness on me forever. I struggled vainly for firmness sufficient to answer him, but the effort destroyed all my remaining strength. I sank on a chair and sobbed aloud. At that moment I heard the steps of my younger protectors. I had not a moment to lose, but seizing the hand of the old man, I cried, "Now is the time! Save and protect me! You and your family are the friends whom I seek. Do not desert me in the hour of trial." "Great God!" exclaimed the old man. "Who are you?" At that instant the cottage door was opened, and Felix, Safie, and Agatha entered. Who can describe their horror and consternation on beholding me? Agatha fainted, and Safie, unable to attend to her friend, rushed out of the cottage. Felix darted forward, and with supernatural force tore me from his father, to whose knees I clung. In a transport of fury, he dashed me to the ground and struck me violently with a stick. I could have torn him limb from limb, as the lion rends the antelope. Antelope. But my heart sank within me as with bitter sickness, and I refrained. I saw him on the point of repeating his blow, when overcome by pain and anguish, I quitted the cottage, and in general tumult, escaped unperceived to my hovel. That's so sad, man. Wait, is there going to be a movie night for How to Train Your Dragon 2? I had to go, so I didn't. Well, I'm going to Belgium next week, so I don't know whether I can, but I said I will let people know when I have a spot free. I just kind of need to discuss with my family when they're home, what they want to do, when we're going to eat what and stuff. I kind of need to know that so I can see whether I can organize a movie night when, like, no one's around kind of thing. So I will let you know, basically. But I would like to, very much so, if that helps. Right. Awesome. Sounds good. Epic. Very nice. Thank you for checking in, Tom. Ah, tea time. Very nice, very nice. By the way, very random. Has anyone seen the newest Avatar movie? I keep like seeing shorts of it everywhere, and I'm so curious. I am so curious. I need to know. You have? What do you think of it? Is it good? Is it worth it? Hi. Hoi Lepa? Is that how I say your name? Hello, how are you today? Watched it yesterday. Ooh, fresh in your mind then. Yeah, what did you think? Because, I mean, the villain looks pretty cool. I like it. I just didn't like the previous one because I felt like it wasn't going anywhere. But now I know why. Um, apparently the previous movie and this movie were supposed to be one. We're supposed to be one movie, and that's why the previous one felt like it wasn't going anywhere. That's because it wasn't finished. No wonder I felt like that. Can I give spoilers in here? No. No, I want to watch the movie. I don't want spoilers. And it is a very recent movie as well, so I don't want anyone else to get spoiled either. We can chat about it together after I've seen it if you want. Correct. To keep it simple, just call me Hoy. I see. Are you from the Netherlands? Okay, then I don't say anything. Good, good. All I wanted to know is whether you liked it or not. Because I've seen like very mixed reviews of people. Like some people like it, some people don't. So I was kind of just curious, yeah, what people thought of it. Because I feel like with Avatar movies, they always look good. But the main thing I'm worried about is whether the story is good. Near Germany. Oh, Germany. Interesting. Well, very nice to meet you, Hoy. I'm Noah, and today we are reading some Frankenstein. This is our second book that we are reading on stream. This is still a very new thing that I'm doing. I usually play Elder Scroll games, so this is something very extra. That I originally started doing on Patreon, but then I was like, I mean, why not? Why don't I just stream it? So I started streaming it. Currently, we're reading Frankenstein, and before that, we have read Carmilla, which was okay. Camilla or Carmilla? Camilla. Sorry, it was not Carmilla. Or was it Carmilla? Why don't I remember now? Is it Carmilla or Camilla? Germany, huh? Roughly translates into, oh no, not another one. That's so not true. I think it's so funny that you think you can read me and then you can't. The thing I was thinking is that I thought she was from the Netherlands because hoi is what they say to say hello, which is cringe. Now I can say it because I'm from the Netherlands, but just saying. Who says hoi? Sorry, this is just my like national um my national duty to hate the Netherlands. Yes. I don't hate the Netherlands, but yes. Anyway, I watched it in IMAX, which was oh, is that the really fancy cinema? Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. That sounds very exciting. I don't think I've ever been to IMAX. Very exciting. Yes. 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 But yeah, nice to meet you. Hoi. If you like Elder Scroll games and reading, then you have found the right place. I do like stream other games sometimes, like I've played Undertale, Outer Wilds. I've played Horizon Zero Dawn. Not finished it. I'd like to get back to it. My PC couldn't handle it. And many, many things. Yes. I have a lot to offer, you see. Yes. Anyway, I'd like to continue. Maybe we can get to chapter 17. I kind of doubt it. My reading today has been very, very slow. Dude, this chapter is mega long. Have I gone over it? Surely not. That's how long it is? That is crazy, dude. That's miles away. Yeah, I'm not gonna finish that today. Well, let's try. Cursed, cursed creator. Why did I live? Why in that instant did I not extinguish the spark of existence which you had so wantonly bestowed? I know not, despair had not taken possession of me. My feelings were those of rage and revenge. I could with pleasure have destroyed the cottage and its inhabitants, and have glutted myself with their shrieks and misery. When night came, I quitted my retreat and wandered in the woods. Thank you for the subscription, Tom. 6 months, eh? It's been like half a year. That is crazy. How have you been here for that long already? I swear I lose track of time so quickly. But thank you. I appreciate it very much. Welcome back to the gang. Welcome back. Welcome back. Many subs today. Oh my goodness. It is a Christmas miracle. Ahem. When night came, I quitted my retreat and wandered in the woods, and now no longer restrained by the fear of discovery, I gave vent to my anguish in fearful howlings. I was like a wild beast that had broken the toils, destroying the objects that obstructed me, and ranging through the wood with a stag-like swiftness. Oh, what a miserable night I passed! The gold stars shone in mockery, and the bare trees waved their branches above me. Now and then the sweet voice of a bird burst forth amidst the universal stillness. All save I were at rest or in enjoyment. I, like the arch-fiend, bore a hell within me, and finding myself unsympathized with, wished to tear up the trees, spread the havoc and destruction around me, and then to have sat down and enjoyed the ruin. Time to work on that Christmas food now. Okay, fine. It is my duty, so I will fulfill it. Wait. This is nice. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Tisha. I'm glad you're still here. Sorry, let's just squat this out, shall we? Oh goodness, this is good. My tailbone is starting to hurt. Bad news. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, that hurts my knee. Oh goodness. 12. Ow. 13, 14, 15. Ow. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Goodness, I don't know what I did. My knee is fucked. Ugh. Here. Yo, this new model is good. Did you not see my new model before? Is this new to you? Very good. Suppose you've never seen it, then yeah. I've had this one for a year now. It has been very good. Yes. Sorry, I'm out of breath. Thank you. Very good, very good. And Orion the German comes from Celtic, means backwater on, or the like. Personally, I like how we call self Deutsch, to show and to show, and which is basically a Japanese channel embracing inside the language. Deutsch means literally show beloved. Oh my goodness, that's so complicated. What the hell? So you are a language fanatic, I see. Thank you for the hydration. I'm out of breath. As you can tell, I am very much not in shape. Which is why I should exercise in a new year. Yes. Ahem, let's continue. But this was, oh my god, I can't read either. But this was a luxury of sensation that could not endure. I became fatigued with excess of bodily exertion, and sank on the damp grass in the sick impotence of despair. There was none among the myriads of men that existed who would pity or assist me. And should I fear kindness towards my enemies? No. From that moment I declared everlasting war against the species, and more than all, against him who had formed me and sent me forth to this insupportable misery. The sun rose. I heard the voices of men and knew that it was impossible to return to my retreat during that day. Accordingly, I hid myself in some thick underwood, determining to devote the ensuing hours to reflection on my situation. The pleasant sunshine and the pure air of day restored me to some degree of tranquillity, and when I considered what had passed at the cottage, I could not help believing that I had been too hasty in my conclusions. I had certainly acted imprudently. It was apparent that my conversation had interested the father on my behalf, and I was a fool in having exposed my person to the horror of his children. I ought to have familiarized the old diligence to me, and by degrees to have discovered myself to the rest of the family when they should have been prepared for my approach. But I did not believe my errors to be irretrievable, and after much consideration I resolved to return to the cottage, seek the old man, and by my representations win him to my party. Oh goodness, okay. I don't think this is gonna end very well, guys. uh, these thoughts calmed me, and in the afternoon I sank into a profound sleep. But the fever of my blood did not allow me to be visited by peaceful dreams. The horrible scene of the preceding day was forever acting before my eyes. The females were flying, and the enraged Felix tearing me from his father's feet. I awoke exhausted, and finding that it was already night, I crept forth from my hiding place and went in search of food. When my hunger was appeased, I directed my steps towards the well-known path that conducted to the cottage. All there was at peace. I crept into my hovel and remained in silent expectation of the accustomed hour when the family arose. That hour passed. The sun mounted high in the heavens, but the cottagers did not appear. I trembled violently, apprehending some dreadful misfortune. The inside of the cottage was dark, and I heard no motion. I cannot describe the agony of this suspense. Presently, two countrymen passed by. Pausing near the cottage, they entered into conversation, using violent gesticulations, but I did not understand what they said, as they spoke the language of the country, which differed from that of my protectors. Soon after, however, Felix approached with another man. I was surprised, as I knew that he had not quitted the cottage that morning, and waited anxiously to discover from his discourse the meaning of these unusual appearances. "Do you consider," said his companion to him, "that you will be obliged to pay 3 months' rent, and to lose the produce of your garden? I do not wish to take any unfair advantage, and I beg therefore that you will take some days to consider of your determination." "It is utterly useless," replied Felix. "We can never again inhabit your cottage. The life of my father is in the greatest danger, owing to the dreadful circumstances that I have related. My wife and my sister will never recover from their horror. I entreat you not to reason with me any more. Take possession of your tenement, and let me fly from this place." Felix trembled violently as he said this. He and his companion entered the cottage, in which they remained for a few minutes, and then departed. I never saw any of the family of Delacy. I can never say his name, Delacy, more. That was very difficult. I continued for the remainder of the day in my hovel in a state of utter and stupid despair. My protectors had departed and had broken the only link that held me to the world. For the first time, the feelings of revenge and hatred filled my bosom, and I did not strive to control them, but allowing them to be borne away by the stream. I bent my mind towards injury and death. When I thought of my friends, of the mild voice of Delacy, the gentle eyes of Agatha, and the exquisite beauty of the Arabian, these thoughts vanished, and a gush of tears somewhat soothed me. But it can't, again, when I, oh my god, guys, today I can't do it. I'm just not pronouncing anything right. Pardon me, guys, pardon me. But again, when I reflected that they had spurned and deserted me, deserted, deserted me, anger returned, a rage of anger, and unable to injure anything human, I turned my fury towards inanimate objects. As night advanced, I placed a variety of combustibles around the cottage, and after having destroyed every vestige of cultivation in the garden, I waited with forced impatience until the moon had sunk to commence my operations. As the night advanced, a fierce wind arose from the woods and quickly dispersed the clouds that had loitered in the heavens. The blast tore along like a mighty avalanche and produced a kind of insanity in my spirits that burst all bounds of reason and reflection. I lighted the dry branch of a tree and dashed with fury around the devoted cottage, my eyes still fixed on the western horizon, the edge of which the moon nearly touched. A part of its orb was at length hid, and I waved my brand. It sank, and with a loud scream I fired the straw and heath and bushes which I had collected. The wind fanned the fire, and the cottage was quickly enveloped by the flames, which clung to it and licked it with their forked and destroying tongues. As soon as I was convinced that no assistance could save any part of the habitation, I quitted the scene and sought for refuge in the woods. And now, with the world before me, whither should I bend my steps? I resolved to fly far from the scene of my misfortunes. But to me, hated and despised, every country must be equally horrible. At length, the thought of you crossed my mind. I learned from your papers that you were my father, my creator, and to whom could I apply with more fitness than to him who had given me life? Among the lessons the feelings had bestowed upon Safie, geography had not been omitted. I had learned from these the relative situations of the different countries of the earth. You had mentioned Geneva as the name of your native town, and towards this place I resolved to proceed. But how was I to direct myself? I knew that I must travel in a southwesterly direction to reach my destination, but the sun was my only guide. I did not know the names of the towns that I was to pass through, nor could I ask information from a single human being. But I did not despair. For you only could I hope for succor, although towards you I felt no sentiment but that of hatred. Unfeeling, heartless creator! You had endowed me with perceptions and passions, and then cast me abroad, an object for the scorn and horror of mankind. But on you only had I any claim for pity and redress, and from you I determined to seek that justice which I vainly attempted to gain from any other being that wore the human form. My travels were long, and the sufferings I endured intense. It was late in autumn when I quitted the district where I had so long resided. I travelled only at night, fearful of encountering the visage of a human being. Nature decayed around me, and the sun became heatless. Rain and snow poured around me, mighty rivers were frozen. The surface of the earth was hard and chill and bare, and I found no shelter. Oh, earth! How often did I imprecate curses on the cause of my being? The mildness of my nature had fled, and all within me was turned to gall and bitterness. The nearer I approached to your habitation, the more deeply did I feel the spirit of revenge enkindled in my heart. Snow fell, and my waters, what? And the waters were hardened, but I rested not. A few incidents now and then directed me, and I possessed a map of the country, but I often wandered wide from my path. The agony of my feelings allowed me no respite. No incident occurred from which my rage and misery could not extract its food. But a circumstance that happened when I arrived on the confines of Switzerland, when the sun had recovered its warmth and the earth again began to look green, confirmed in an especial manner the bitterness and the horror of my feelings. I generally rested during the day and traveled only when I was secured by night from the view of man. One morning, however, finding that my path lay through a deep wood, I ventured to continue my journey after the sun had risen. The day, which was one of the first of spring, cheered even me by the loveliness of its sunshine and the balminess of the air. I sleep, have a good stream, and hope you all enjoy. Okay, bio, thank you for joining. Have a good eep. Bye bye. If I don't see you, Happy New Year. Bye bye. Goodness, sorry. I felt emotions of gentleness and pleasure that had long appeared dead revive within me. Half surprised by the novelty of these sensations, I allowed myself to be borne away by them, and forgetting my solitude and deformity, dared to be happy. Soft tears again bedewed my cheeks, and I even raised my humid eyes with thankfulness towards the blessed sun, which bestowed such joy upon me. I continued to wind. What? I continued to wind among the paths of the wood until I came to its boundary, which was skirted by a deep and rapid river, into which many of the trees bent their branches, now budding with the fresh spring. Here I paused, not exactly knowing what path to pursue, when I heard the sound of voices that induced me to conceal myself under the shade of cypress. I was scarcely hid when a young girl came running towards the spot where I was concealed, laughing as if she ran from someone in sport. She continued her course along the precipitous. Oh goodness.
Precipitous.
Precipitous. She continued her course along the precipitous sides of the river, when suddenly, what does precipitous mean? Okay. Oh god, who cares? It doesn't matter, it doesn't matter. When suddenly her foot slipped and she fell into the rapid stream. I rushed from my hiding place, and with extreme labor from the force of the current, saved her and dragged her to shore. She was senseless, and I endeavored by every means in my power to restore animation, when I was suddenly interrupted by the approach of a rustic, who was probably the person from which she had playfully fled. On seeing me, he darted towards me, and tearing the girl from my arms, hastened towards the deeper parts of the woods. I followed speedily. I hardly knew why, but when the man saw me draw near, he aimed the gun when he carried at my body and fired. I sank to the ground, and my injurer, with increased swiftness, escaped into the wood. This was then the reward of my benevolence. I had saved a human being from destruction, and as a recompense, I now writhed under the miserable pain of a wound which shattered the flesh and bone. The feelings of kindness and gentleness which I had entertained but a few moments before gave place to hellish rage and gnashing of teeth. Inflamed by pain, I vowed eternal hatreds and vengeance to all mankind. He's done this like 3 times already, oh my god. But the agony of my wound overcame me. My pulses paused and I fainted. For some weeks I led a miserable life in the woods, endeavoring to cure the wound which I had received. The ball had entered my shoulder, and I knew not whether it had remained there or passed through. At any rate, I had no means of extracting it. My sufferings were augmented also by the oppressive sense of injustice and ingratitude of their infliction. My daily vows rose for revenge, a deep and deadly revenge, such as would alone compensate for the outrages and anguish I had endured. After some weeks, my wound healed, and I continued my journey. The labors I endured were no longer to be elevated by the bright sun or gentle breezes of spring. All joy was but a mockery which insulted my desolate state and made me feel more painfully that I was not made for the enjoyment of pleasure. But my toils now drew near a close, and in 2 months from this time I reached the environs of Geneva. It was evening when I arrived, and I retired to a hiding place among the fields that surrounded to meditate in what manner I should apply to you. I was oppressed by fatigue and hunger, and far too unhappy to enjoy the gentle breezes of evening, or the prospect of the sun setting behind the stupendous mountains of Jura. At this time, a slight sleep relieved me from the pain of reflection, which was disturbed by the approach of a beautiful child who came running into the recess I had chosen, with all the sportiveness of infancy. Suddenly, as I gazed on him, an idea seized me that this little creature was unprejudiced and had lived too short a time to have imbibed a horror of deformity. If therefore I could seize him and educate him as my companion or friend, I should not be so desolate in this peopled earth. Urged by this impulse, I seized on the boy as he passed and drew him towards me. As soon as he beheld my form, he placed his hands before his eyes and uttered a shrill scream. I drew his hand forcibly from his face and said, "Child, what is the meaning of this? I do not intend to hurt you. Listen to me." He struggled violently. "Let me go," he cried. "Monster! Ugly wretch! You wish to eat me and tear me to pieces. You are an ogre. Let me go, or I will tell my papa." Ogreness. "Boy, you will never see your father again. You must come with me." "Hideous monster, let me go. My papa is a syndic. He is Mr. Frankenstein. He will punish you. You dare not keep me." "Frankenstein! You belong then to my enemy, to him towards whom I have sworn eternal revenge. You shall be my first victim." The child still struggled and loaded me with epithets which carried despair to my heart. I grasped his throat to silence him, and in a moment he lay dead on my feet. I gazed on my victim, and my heart swelled with exultation and hellish triumph. Clapping my hands, I exclaimed, "I too can create desolation. My enemy is not invulnerable. This death will carry despair to him, and 1,000 other miseries shall torment and destroy him." As I fixed my eyes on the child, I saw something glittering on his breast. I took it. It was the portrait of a most lovely woman. In spite of my malignity, it softened and attracted me. For a few moments, I gazed with delight on her dark eyes, fringed by deep lashes, and her lovely lips. But presently my rage returned. I remembered that I was forever deprived of the delights that such beautiful creatures could bestow, and that she, whose resemblance I contemplated, would, in regarding me, have changed that air of divine malignity to one expressive disgust and affright. I got a bonus from work and was thinking of getting a MacBook. Does anyone know what the best value MacBook is? Because I know that the M4 chip is good, but that is it really. It will be really it will be using Unreal, Unity, ZBrush, Adobe programs, so it needs to be good. Any advice? Does anyone have any advice about MacBooks? I know nothing about MacBooks, I'm afraid, but I think you can definitely find some good advice on YouTube and just like Googling it. That's usually how I find my products, like just researching it myself. But of course, you can also ask it in the Discord. Maybe people will know over there. Yes. No idea. Sorry. Yeah, I've got no glider. I don't have a MacBook. I hope not everyone's asleep. You better be awake. Oh my god, we're almost there. I can't believe we made it. I'm sorry, but I'm cracked. Haven't used a MacBook in 15 years. I haven't used it for a while either. I only have a PC,
Get out of your chair right now.
a phone, and a laptop that I share with Koopsie.
It ain't my birthday.
Happy birthday.
It's not my birthday. Oh.
I know, but happy birthday. Oh. I love that sound so much. Okay, yes. Let's finish it, guys. We're almost at the finish line. Can you wonder that such thoughts transported me with rage? I only wonder I only wonder that at that moment, instead of venting my sensations in exclamations and agony, I did not rush among mankind and perish in the attempt to destroy them. While I was overcome by these feelings, I left the spot where I had committed the murder, and seeking a more secluded hiding place, I entered a barn which had appeared to me to be empty. A woman was sleeping on some straw. She was young, not indeed so beautiful as her whose portrait I held, but of an agreeable aspect, and blooming in the loveliness of youth and health. Here, I thought, is one of those whose joy-imparting smiles are bestowed on all but me. And then I bent over her and whispered, "Awake, fairest, thy lover is near, he who would give his life but to obtain one look of affection from thine eyes, my beloved, awake." The sleeper stirred, a thrill of terror ran through me. Should she indeed awake, and see me, and curse me, and denounce me the murderer? Thus would she assuredly act, if her darkened eyes opened, and she beheld me. The thought was madness, it stirred the fiend within me. Not I, but she, shall suffer. The murder I have committed, because I am forever robbed of all that she could give me. She shall atone. The crime had its source in her. Be hers the punishment. Thanks to the lessons of Felix and the sanguinary laws of man, I had learned now to work mischief. I bent over her and placed the portrait securely in one of the folds of her dress. She moved again, and I fled. For some days, I haunted the spot where these scenes had taken place, sometimes wishing to see you, sometimes resolved to quit the world and its miseries forever. At length, I wandered towards these mountains, and have ranged through their immense recesses, consumed by a burning passion which you alone can gratify. We may not part until you have promised to comply with my requisition. I am alone and miserable. Man will not associate with me, but one as deformed and horrible as myself would not deny herself to me. My companion must be of the same species and have the same defects. This being you will create. The Bride of Frankenstein. Interesting. I must say, you have a lovely voice, but I will go now. So I wish you a wonderful new year. Well, thank you very much, and I hope you have a wonderful new year. Very nice to meet you. I'm sorry I didn't see your message earlier. Yeah, I can Google it tomorrow. Yeah, definitely Google it. But yes, thank you very much for joining today, guys. It was a very lovely stream. I had a good time. I managed to read loads. We're getting through this book very, very well. It is definitely longer than the previous one, so it's taking a bit more effort, but I'm still enjoying this very much. Thanks for stream. No, thank you for joining. I really appreciate all your support this year. Um, just want to let you know, yeah, that I I appreciate you joining every time, even if I'm like rage quitting, and even if I'm like really not entertaining or really sleepy, you're always here, and I really appreciate that. So thank you for sticking by me, and I hope we can have another cool year. Yeah. My favorite time, sleepy time. That's so real. I love sleeping as well. No, you. Thank you for stream. Thank you, thank you. But yeah, I will be back tomorrow. I'll be playing some Morrowind. We'll see if I'll rage quit or not. um, I will try not to. But yes. And then on the 1st, I will be streaming as well. I don't know when I'm streaming yet, but I will be streaming as well. And then I will be going to Belgium. But yeah, very nice to see everyone. Nice to see you as well, DJ. It's been so long. Definitely hit me up and let me know whether you've built your house and show me pictures and things. But yeah, take care, everyone. See you soon. Bye bye. Good night. Eat enough, sleep enough. All that very important. If you don't, I will be in your wall and I don't pay rent. So good night, everyone. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one. That's not ending. Where's ending? Bye. Good night, everyone. Take care.